What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more punk rock. And we're going to listen to some tunes by Angry Samoans. This is a group I got into very early on in my punk journey. For anyone new here, I was born in 1980. Got into punk rock like late, I guess it was early 94. Went up to a hockey camp in Canada. A kid there introduced me to Propagandhi, so when I came back here, I was already like, oh, I need to find more music like this. Pretty soon after that, I discovered Subhumans and Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys. And Angry Samoans, it was pretty early on, maybe like 94, 95. And the album I got, and the album we're going to go through, at least some of the tunes, is Back from Samoa. Now, this is 1982. I think it's their second studio album. I'm not sure the exact history here. The main guy is Metal Mike Saunders, who I believe was like a rock critic. I think he was like writing for a zine, if you will. And he formed a group. I think one of the people is his brother. I think the lineup, it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of punk bands, a lot of bands in general, but a lot of punk bands, there's 15 drummers over the years and all sorts of different comings and goings. I think their lineup has been pretty steady. In any case, yeah, they have a hardcore sound, but it's kind of garage rock too, or garage punk, I should say. It mixes that old school hardcore sound with a very raw and visceral style, and indeed, a lot of their songs are shorter than a minute. If they are more than a minute, it's not much more than that. And I would say they're also kind of comedy punk in that a lot of their tunes, including the one we're going to listen to, have a silly element, or they're, in some ways, they're amusing more than, you know, scathing or, you know, darkly critical of, you know, social or political forces. Fair to say, though, you know, I think embedded within some of the tracks is criticism or at least social commentary. The tune we're going to listen to right now, again, Back from Samoa, the album is 1982, and we're going to listen to Lights Out. And it's about a trend sweeping, you know, the young folk around the nation, and it's about poking your eyes out. Use a fork, use a pen, do whatever you're going to do, but poking your eyes out, that's lights out, and that's the trend. And it unfolds in a dialogue between two people, and I enjoy the back and forth of it. But ultimately, I think maybe there's an implication that sometimes, and maybe even in the world of punk rock music, by 82, you know, this is something that other bands were talking about, certainly Dead Kennedys, that maybe people kind of follow trends and it's a bit plastic and it's a bit imitative and it's not really the essence, you know, the punk ethos and so on. So I don't know, maybe there's an implicit criticism of the way that people are kind of, you know, they'll bandwagon on anything, even something that is sort of silly and, you know, maybe totally against what they should actually be thinking or doing. You know, so the idea of poking your own eyes out is part of like, why are people are doing this? All right, I guess I'll do it too. So I don't know if I'm reading too much into that, but as I got older and I started thinking more and more about the lyrics of the bands I was listening to, that's sort of where my brain went with this one. So I've already talked like 4 times longer than the song itself, so let's listen. This is Angry Samoans. The tune is Lights Out, and it's from the 1982 album Back from Samoa.
There's nothing more you can leave behind, so forget about seeing, get into your mind. Everything looks better when the world is black. Grab a fork, make a first attack. Lights out! Go, go, poke your eyes out. Lights out! Look at your hand, poke your eyes out. I can't see to know what's all about. I don't know, man, did you poke your eyes out? Sure thing, I did it today. It's time to get hip to the lights out way. Lights out! Go, go, poke your eyes out. Lights out! Look at the fork, roll out loud. If you poke too far, reach in front of your brain. Fork in your mind, drive you insane. Don't worry much, just let it rip. Today your eyeballs to the lights out grip. Lights out! Put it back in your hand, poke your eyes out. Lights out! Go, go, poke your eyes out. Lights out! Put it next to your hand, poke your eyes out.
And that's it. Seriously, most Angry Samoan songs are about that long. There's a couple that are even shorter. I think maybe the next one I'll react to is famously quite short and straight to the point. So we'll come back for that one. Let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.